Okay, right guys, so just reading your questions now. So can we also provide EPC certificates? Yes, we have DEAs in our system. Please email recruitment@focalagent.com and we'll see if we have the capacity for EPC assessors in your area. But we do that. But yeah, you just have to be set up on the system for that. So yeah. The Focal Agent app doesn't allow you to add notes. Is there a chance for this to be available soon? So the Focal Agent app should allow you to add notes as far as I understood, but for the time being, I would just stick to the desktop version. Most of our photographers will have the desktop just loaded in their mobile browser, so it acts the same way, and just update the notes that way. Yeah, personally, just the desktop version on your phone is perfectly fine and works very well. But on a side note, the app will be updated at some point. So stay tuned, because very, very, very exciting news on that. So yeah. Do you not feel that the towels in a bathroom dress the room? Yes, it depends on obviously if the homeowner has clearly left them there to stage. Some people will leave towels on the bathtub, etc. If it's a very clear home staging decision, then yes, leave them. If it's not, then I would just remind them to remove it. With the towels, I would say especially the tea towels in the kitchen. That's a big one. So yeah. If a door or window can't be closed and it's jammed, do we note that? No, you don't need to note that. You can, you can tell the agent if you feel like it's a really big issue, and you can't close it for the image, so the image looks a bit off. Then yeah, of course you can tell the agent about that. So yeah, if it's depends, how big of an issue it is. If it's a big issue, then yes, tell your agent. But again, going back to communicate. If you're not sure if you should say anything, just tell them. We wouldn't need to know about that. It would be the agent. So yeah. So just to reassure, all the doors have to be closed when you are in the room to photograph it. Yes. Yes, they do. If the house has a tenant, will the agent landlord normally be there? I'm just thinking a tenant losing his home may not be so cooperative with making the house tidy, etc. Yes, Allison, so really good point. This happens quite a lot where it's just the tenant preparing the property. So generally speaking, the agent or landlord won't be there, especially during this time. The more people who are there, it causes a bit of concern. So yeah, the tenant should receive the home staging guide as well. But again, if you do have any problems with the staging of the house, then just let the agent know as soon as you can. If it's a situation where it's really, really bad, then before you take any photos, you can just leave the house, leave the room, make a quick phone call to the agent and say, do you still want me to go ahead? If they say yes, then of course please do, and if they say no, then you will submit a cancellation and receive a cancellation fee for that, and then probably go back to revisit when the property is ready. Is the agent the real customer? The vendor is the agent's customer. Yes, so we consider the agents our customers. So our job's still going ahead, but with the mask, social distancing, etc. Yeah, so I believe there is an area of the country, I think it's Wales, that is not going ahead with site visits. However, anything work related can still go ahead. So yeah, really good question. Obviously, we're going to keep up with government guidelines as they come in, but at the moment, anybody who is going into a house to do work is permitted to do so. So there are no restrictions on that. However, of course, safety is a priority. So PPE should be worn, gloves, masks, and social distancing should also be in place for yourself, obviously, as well as the vendor. So yeah, we're being as cautious and safe as possible. Is the vendor the homeowner? Yes. Yes. Sometimes Vue crashes. What if it happens at work? Really, really interesting question. Speaking of Vue, I'd also like to correct something I said on the Matterport workshop. So and the Vue workshop. So at the moment, we had been recommending the Ricoh SE2, but we're now recommending the Ricoh V for several reasons. So so please ignore my recommendation for the SE2. And then if you are in the process of being recruited, so if you are being recruited, then and you've spoken to your recruitment manager, please ask them about this, what version you should get. But yeah, we're recommending the V rather than the SC2 now. And in terms of the Matterport compatibility between the V and the Z1, we're still recommending the Z1 due to quality issues, but that is pending. We're going to do a lot of research on that. So yeah. But back to your question, what if the Vue crashes when you're at work? So hopefully they've literally just released a new app update fixing a lot of previous crashes, so hopefully this doesn't happen. But if it does, worst case scenario, if it does, then you can take the images with the Ricoh Theta app, and then create the tour with Vue through the desktop once you get home. So as long as you have the images, it's absolutely fine. So you can do that by taking the images through the Ricoh Theta app, and then just create the tour at home. But having said that, that is a last minute resort. That is a that is a last resort. It's quite time consuming, so we don't recommend that method. We always recommend using the app. But if you're absolutely struggling and the app is crashing and you're not able to use the Vue app, then switch to the Ricoh Theta app. Do we take a picture inside a garage? Yeah, really good question. Yes. So we require images of all rooms. Technically a garage would be, but of course you can just confirm that with the agent or the vendor. So if the doors are closed when needing to go through them, are we able to open them, and do we need to use gloves? Yes. So you just need to use gloves when obviously touching anything in the property, but yeah. So again, if you guys have any questions, even not regarding customer service or something that you've wanted to ask in the past, please feel free to ask that as well. How do we know when we have a recruitment advisor? So someone will be in touch with you directly if you are being recruited. What is the Ricoh V? So obviously you were not able to make the last workshop, so the Ricoh cameras are the ones that are compatible with Vue, and Vue is the 360 platform that we use here. So yeah, so it can be the Ricoh V is sort of like a mid-range. Yeah. What do you do with the entrance door? When to keep it open and when closed for pictures and tours? Yeah, so the front door should always be closed. So all the doors internally, the front door should always be closed. It looks quite odd if it's open, I think. So yeah, the front door should always be closed. What if the estate agent needs a drone shot? Unfortunately, we don't offer that service at the moment. So if they do, they should contact us directly, because they should be aware that it's not a service we offer. It's something we could potentially provide, but yeah, not a general service we offer or expect our photographers to do. The tour starts with the entrance door, facing the entrance door. So shall I shoot a closed door? Yes. So with the virtual tour, the entrance door should be closed. Yeah. Hopefully that has answered that. Sorry, when you say doors closed, is it the door of the room or the closets and cupboard doors? So all doors. Definitely closets should be closed. All doors should be closed. Generally speaking, obviously if you're shooting like a, walk-in closet from the opposite end and you want to show the room outside, then that door should be open. But generally speaking, all doors should be closed. I have been attending all the workshops in October. From now on, do I have to contact with recruitment team or wait until they decide? So these workshops are meant to just make you, they're not mandatory, they're just here to help you pass trial jobs and make you aware of sort of what's going on at Focal and what our requirements are in order to help you pass your trial job, if you haven't already done so. So anything to do with recruitment and what, if they are recruiting you, they will be contacting you. But again, if you do have any questions, please contact regarding recruitment. Please contact recruitment@focalagent.com. Okay, great. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys so much for joining. Yeah, so thank you sorry, I was just reading another question. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that, for those of you who have been joining from the beginning, I hope it's been really useful. We want to share our requirements as much as possible with you, so that if you are recruited, then you know exactly how it works and what we expect. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna share the schedule for November. So this is the November schedule for our upcoming workshops. So what we've done is sort of a 12-step program. So these will, our previous ones that we did for October will all be posted online. And yeah, so these are all at 10 a.m. The next one is obviously on Monday at 10 a.m. and it will be on composition. So please join if you haven't made it for that yet. For those of you who will be joining again on Monday, then I will see you there. And of course, if you are joining our panel, then I'm sure I'll be speaking to you at some point. So yeah, have a great Friday, guys, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.